Hey my friends, a 5-minute quickie. 5-minute quickie to think about thinking, to muse about thinking. Because I used to think I thought a lot. And I used to think in a way that, well, in the end, I found to be the most laziest way of thinking. Because I used to think thinking was asking your unconscious mind a question, asking inside, and then just leaving it. Because I know sometimes when you leave a question with your unconscious mind, deliberately, something will come up. But I was doing it so often that even any issue I had, I would just go to my unconscious mind and go, do you know what? Have a think about this. Come back to me when you're ready. Tell me what to do and we'll have the answer. And you know what? It got so lazy that I just don't think it worked. And I think it was because I didn't really have the intention to think, the intention to resolve that issue. So I just wonder about yourself. How much do you think? And not just think about anything and everything, but think about issues, the things you want to improve upon, your dreams, your goals, the projects you're in, maybe how you want to perform. And I say perform in the best term. You know, how do you want to, because other people might say, how do you want to act? But how do you want to be, behave, think, communicate? Maybe there's a meeting coming up and that could be business or it could be just a social get together. How do you want to be? How do you want to communicate? How do you want to come across? How do you want to connect? Do we ever sit down and think about that? I know, as I said in the past, I would say, oh, well, I wonder what it would be like. And I do use that question a lot, but for very specific things now. But it used to be general. So I just wanted you to think just for a small while in a different way. Maybe with that notebook, maybe with your journal, maybe with a dream book, maybe with your puzzle book. Now, guess what? One thing about all of those, because I could sell them, but I don't. Because they're all books with plain paper in. Some of them are lined. I don't like the lined ones. Most of them are just plain pages in between two hard covers. But I have different ones. I have my dream book, I have my puzzle book, I have my journal. Each one has its place in my heart. But I'm just going to ask you to actually take time out and practice thinking by exploring that subject. Like if you were meeting somebody or you're going to a professional meeting, just write down your thoughts of how you want to be. Maybe you go over previous meetings. Notice the things that worked. Maybe notice the things that didn't quite work. Ask yourself the question, writing it down maybe. What could I do different? Is this a different outcome? What have I learned since then to now? All that type of stuff. But do it in just a few minutes. But think, really focus. And set your intention. Because my intention was just to hand it over. And I think my best friend inside said, you know, stuff you, Cloughy. We've got to do this together. If it's important to you, we'll do it together. And since then, I've been sitting down with my puzzle book, my journal, my dream book, and just daydreaming on paper, but really thinking, focused thinking. And sometimes the answers don't come. But because I think I've spent real focused time on imagination, thinking, delving back into the past, asking myself real questions and thinking about the answers, even if they don't come. When I close the book, I seem to get intuitions. I seem to have maybe a podcast or a YouTube video or a book that suddenly lands in my lap. There's a message there, or someone says something. Or I get an idea. That synchronicity. And I think that comes from really setting your intention. And I know I bang on about setting intentions over and over again. And that is the one thing that we have to have. If you don't set an intention, you ain't going to do it. But I just want to just notice a difference. If you like to think about things, literally pause. Put some time aside, even if it's only 5 minutes, to really think and ask yourselves questions and think about what those answers could be. Your unconscious mind will do the same, but I think it's like reciprocation. You put the effort in, your unconscious mind will reciprocate with its effort. That's just me. If you found a different way, if you've got a different way of getting answers, I want to know. So please let me know. You can email me at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. I'm the only bugger here. I'm the only one that gets it. If I do answer you, obviously I will answer the email. But if I answer you through a podcast, it'll all be anonymous anyway. But I'd love to know. Let's share our little golden nuggets. Because one thing about sharing, we spoke about it before, is if I share something with you, you have it, but I've still got it too. And then that might intuitively give you another idea that you share back with me. And you've still got those 2 ideas now, and I've got 2 ideas. And it just grows. So always share, if not with me, and I want you to, but with other people. Talking about sharing, how about sharing this little muse? Get other people to think. And I think when we do that, we just get inspired. We inspire ourselves. You know, I tend to look at some of the great thinkers around now. The Jordan Petersons, the Sam Harris, Joe Rogan. They inspire me to spend more time thinking now. And then acting. No, because one thing about it is, if you're going to think, you've got to act. Take action. Inspired action. Part of the 5 keys to success. Banged on about those for hundreds of years as well. Anyway, have more fun than you can stand. I think it's coming out just before Christmas. If it is, have the most wonderful Christmas ever. Enjoy. Have happiness and peace. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.